Welcome to PharmaconHealth, your trusted source for evidence-based insights in medicine, pharmacology, and metabolic health. If you're ready to understand the root causes of chronic conditions, not just treat the symptoms, you're in the right place. Let's begin with a question that affects millions. What's the real cause of high blood pressure? The shocking number one cause of high blood pressure no one talks about. But let me take you into a real-world clinical scenario. A patient walks in 40 years old, no major symptoms, but their blood pressure reads 150/95. They're told it's genetic, handed a prescription, and sent home. No one checks their insulin levels, diet, magnesium status, or stress response. This happens every day. Today, we're going to change that. We'll uncover the true root cause hidden in plain sight and explore the science behind it. Get ready for a deep dive into what really drives high blood pressure. But first, why does mainstream medicine still claim that the cause is unknown in most cases? The hypertension lie. You probably heard this countless times. 90% of hypertension has no identifiable cause. They even call it essential hypertension, as if your body just decides to raise your blood pressure for no reason. But is that really true? Or just profitable? Because when you remove the cause, you remove the need for long-term medication, and that's a trillion-dollar industry. But what happens when you convince people there's no cause? You create lifelong patients. A dangerous cycle begins, one that never ends unless the truth is exposed. Turning patients into a team is. When we label high blood pressure as a mystery with no known cause, we trap patients in a lifelong prescription loop. Each checkup, the numbers stay high, so we add another pill, maybe a diuretic, a beta blocker, a calcium channel blocker, but we never address why the pressure's rising in the first place. This creates a cycle. The patient keeps paying, the system keeps profiting, and because the underlying cause, often metabolic, is ignored, the condition never truly improves. It's a revolving door model. Manage, don't cure. Now, let's stop looking at symptoms and start looking inside your body, starting with your arteries. Meet your arteries. Let's zoom inside your body right into a blood vessel. This is your artery. The innermost lining is called the endothelium, a thin, delicate layer of cells that acts like a smart interface between your blood and the vessel wall. What many don't realize is that this layer is studded with insulin receptors. That's right, insulin, the hormone we associate with blood sugar, also directly interacts with your arteries. These receptors help regulate blood vessel tone, especially helping them relax when needed. When everything works right, the artery is flexible, responsive, and smooth. But if insulin signaling breaks down, things start to change, and not in a good way. So what exactly does insulin do to your arteries, and what happens when it can't do its job? Insulin's role. Insulin isn't just about sugar, it also plays a crucial role in how your arteries function. When insulin binds to its receptor on the endothelial layer, it activates a cascade of signals that causes the surrounding smooth muscle to relax. This relaxation helps the artery widen or dilate, allowing blood to flow freely and keeping your blood pressure in check. But here's the problem. When insulin receptors become damaged or unresponsive, that signaling breaks down, the artery stiffens, it can no longer relax properly, and pressure builds up inside, leading to hypertension. This is why many people with insulin resistance develop high blood pressure long before they're even diagnosed with diabetes. But sometimes, even when you improve your diet or reverse insulin resistance, blood pressure still doesn't drop. Why? Because some receptors may already be too damaged to respond. When fixing insulin resistance isn't enough, fixing insulin resistance is a great first step, but for some people, it's not enough. Why? Because if the insulin receptors on the endothelial layer are already severely damaged or desensitized, insulin can't bind even when levels improve. It's like having a key, but the lock is broken. This state is called post-receptor resistance or receptor level dysfunction. The message for relaxation never gets through, the artery remains rigid, and blood pressure stays elevated despite efforts to fix insulin levels. This is one reason why some patients adopt healthier diets and still can't get their blood pressure under control. And when insulin continues to circulate without binding, it triggers another hidden problem: calcium overload inside the cells. Calcium overload. When insulin levels stay elevated, especially in people with insulin resistance, it causes more than just metabolic chaos. One major consequence is intracellular calcium overload. Insulin stimulates the movement of calcium ions into smooth muscle cells within the arterial wall. The result: these muscles contract more and relax less. This leads to arterial stiffness and sustained vasoconstriction, a key driver of high blood pressure. This is exactly why doctors prescribe calcium channel blockers to prevent this calcium buildup and Force the vessels to relax. But that's treating the symptom, not the root cause. But what's really behind all this excess insulin and receptor damage? Let's talk about the root cause of insulin resistance. Root cause revealed. The real root cause of high blood pressure, silently driving the epidemic, insulin resistance. It's the metabolic engine behind stubborn hypertension. Even when lifestyle seems normal, when your body becomes resistant to insulin, the pancreas pumps out more of it. This excess insulin leads to vascular inflammation, endothelial dysfunction, sodium retention in the kidneys, and as we saw earlier, calcium overload and arterial contraction. Yet, despite the evidence, mainstream medicine rarely addresses insulin resistance directly. Why? Because the system is built to manage symptoms with lifelong prescriptions, not reverse root causes with metabolic repair. Let's zoom in even deeper on a hidden protector inside your arteries that most people have never heard of: the protective shield. Your arteries aren't just tubes, they're intelligent, self-regulating tissues, and protecting them is a fragile, microscopic structure called the glycocalyx. Think of it like Teflon for your blood vessels, a slippery, gel-like mesh that shields the endothelial cells from mechanical stress, regulates shear forces from flowing blood, filters out harmful particles like oxidized LDL, and plays a key role in nitric oxide signaling, which controls arterial relaxation. When this shield is intact, your arteries remain flexible, anti-inflammatory, and blood pressure stays balanced. But here's the catch: this protective layer is incredibly delicate, and one major dietary habit destroys it. But sugar destroys it. We zoom into glucose molecules crashing into the glycocalyx, setting up for the next visual showing damage and inflammation. Sugar destroys the shield. Excess sugar in your bloodstream, whether from glucose or fructose, acts like acid rain on the glycocalyx. This sugary overload causes oxidative stress and inflammation, eroding this delicate protective layer. As the glycocalyx breaks down, endothelial cells are exposed to direct damage. Blood vessels lose their ability to regulate dilation. Inflammatory molecules flood the area, accelerating arterial stiffness. This damage is a key trigger in the cascade toward hypertension and vascular disease. And what happens next is a disaster. Let's look at the damage cascade inside your arteries. The damage cascade. Once the glycocalyx is damaged, the protective barrier is lost, leaving endothelial cells vulnerable. This triggers a harmful chain reaction. Inflammation escalates as immune cells flood the area. Calcium deposits accumulate inside vessel walls, causing stiffness and constriction, and blood clots form more easily, increasing the risk of blockages together. These changes drastically increase your risk for high blood pressure, heart attacks, and strokes. But there's another critical factor: insulin resistance also depletes your body of essential nutrients. Nutrient deficiency loop. Insulin resistance doesn't just affect blood sugar, it also disrupts your body's ability to absorb and maintain vital nutrients. Key minerals like magnesium, vitamin D, potassium, and sulfur are often depleted, and these deficiencies further worsen blood vessel health and blood pressure regulation. Addressing these nutrient gaps is essential to breaking the cycle and restoring vascular function. So how do we fix it? Let's break it down step by step. Step 1: low carb plus intermittent fasting. To begin reversing insulin resistance, the first step is adopting a low carbohydrate diet. This helps reduce blood sugar spikes and insulin overload. Next, implement intermittent fasting to give your body extended breaks from insulin production, improving insulin sensitivity and metabolic health together. These strategies form a powerful foundation to lower blood pressure naturally. Now let's boost your vitamin D dramatically. Step to vitamin D. Vitamin D isn't just for bones, it's a key hormone that helps reactivate your immune and vascular systems, improving how your body handles insulin and inflammation. Taking a high dose of 10,000 to 30,000 U of vitamin D3 daily, under medical guidance, can support the repair of your arteries and reduce blood pressure. Next, relax your arteries with the right kind of magnesium. Step 3. Magnesium. Magnesium glycinate is the best form for calming your body. It relaxes your arteries by balancing calcium levels inside cells, helping them open up. It also lowers cortisol, the stress hormone that can keep your blood pressure high. This mineral truly is the relaxation mineral your cardiovascular system needs. Let's talk potassium. It's more powerful than you think. Step 4. Potassium. Potassium plays a key role in balancing sodium levels, which helps lower blood pressure. It also aids in repairing the glycocalyx, restoring your arteries' protective slippery shield. Plus, potassium relaxes the smooth muscle in your blood vessels, improving circulation and reducing strain on your heart. Don't forget sulfur, the forgotten nutrient. Step 5. Sulfur-rich foods. Sulfur is a critical but often overlooked nutrient that helps rebuild and strengthen your glycocalyx, the protective lining of your arteries, instead of supplements. Get sulfur naturally from foods like eggs, garlic, and grass-fed meats to support your vascular health. Now here's what to absolutely avoid. What to avoid: to protect your arteries and reverse insulin resistance. Avoid starches, sugars, seed oils, and hidden carbohydrates that spike insulin and damage your glycocalyx. Keeping a detailed food log helps you stay on track and identify hidden culprits. Once you've started, track your progress. Monitoring progress. To see real improvements, use a reliable home blood pressure monitor. Track your readings morning, noon, and night to get an accurate picture of your progress over time. But what if the top number stays high? What if BP doesn't drop? If your systolic pressure, the top number, remains elevated, it might mean your sympathetic nervous system, your body's stress response, is overactive. This can keep your blood vessels tight and your heart racing. Let's calm it naturally. Calm the nervous system. Prioritize quality sleep to reset your stress response. Gentle long walks stimulate parasympathetic activity, helping your body relax. Ashwagandha, an adaptogenic herb, reduces cortisol levels. Magnesium before bed calms nerve excitability and promotes relaxation together. They soothe your nervous system naturally. You can do this without side effects. Final thoughts. You now have a powerful, science-backed approach to lower your blood pressure naturally and effectively without the side effects of medications, by addressing the root causes. Real results are within reach. So what now? Take action, and let us know how it goes. Call to action. Try these steps and share your results in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to PharmaconHealth for more science-based health insights.